She didn't say it outright, but I heard the words clearly all the same. It was just before dinner, her voice calm, clipped, as though she were stating facts no one could argue with. "She deserves more," she said, setting her fork down with finality, as though the words themselves were a verdict. I didn't say anything. I didn't flinch or fight back. I only nodded once, acknowledging her, and replied, "You're right." Then, with a quiet finality, I placed my napkin neatly on the table, pushed back my chair, and walked out. Behind me, the room fell silent. That was Thursday night. By Friday morning, Eleanor, my wife's mother, received 3 messages. One from my lawyer, terminating the deal she thought she was so close to securing. One from Sarah, telling her mother quite plainly that she was done. And one from me, just 3 words. Don't test me. I loved Sarah. I still do. In some quiet corner of myself that I've sealed off. She was the light I stumbled into after years of stumbling through darkness. Back when I was piecing my life together from nothing. No wealth, no reputation, no family legacy. Just callous hands, grit, and a sharp mind. Eleanor never saw any of that. She saw only the man I wasn't. At first, she played the part of the welcoming mother-in-law. All sweet smiles and polite words that never quite matched the coldness in her eyes. But once Sarah moved in with me, Eleanor's true nature began to slip through the cracks. Subtle criticisms disguised as concern. Tiny reminders of everything I lacked. I let it slide. I endured it, for Sarah's sake. But then came the night Eleanor decided to humiliate me in front of her friends. The polished, empty people who treated life like a business deal, a transaction. That was the moment she crossed the line. You don't strike back immediately. No, you let it settle, let them think they've won. I left that dinner, got into my truck, and sat there for hours. The engine was off, my hands gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles ached. I wasn't hurt anymore. I was awake, clear, focused. By 2 a.m., I knew exactly what I had to do. Eleanor wasn't just a judgmental woman with a superiority complex. No, she was also a silent partner in a family-owned real estate empire, a massive one, and her family was desperate to merge with my tech firm, a cutting-edge startup I had built from the ground up. She thought she was pulling the strings, pushing Sarah to pressure me into securing the deal, consolidating the power she desperately wanted. She wanted her family's name tied to mine, for control, not for love. What she didn't know was that 6 months earlier, I had already outplayed her. I had sold my intellectual property to a shell company, hidden behind layers of contracts, so thick no one could see it coming. Eleanor thought she was winning. She thought she was manipulating me. She didn't realize I'd been lining up a completely different exit strategy all along. So, the morning after that dinner, I made my move. I sent my lawyer the final instructions, withdraw everything. Then I texted Sarah, "Come home alone. We need to talk." When Sarah arrived, I didn't waste time. I told her everything. The manipulation, the true reason behind the dinner, the fake kindness Eleanor had played for all these years. I showed her the evidence. Emails, recordings, even a statement from someone her mother had tried to bribe for inside information. And then I handed Sarah the signed papers. The papers transfer my company to her entirely. No strings, no conditions, just freedom. She cried when she realized what it meant. "Why are you doing this?" she whispered. "Because I love you," I said. "But I won't be a pawn in your mother's game. And neither should you." Sarah was broken by the truth, but she understood. When she left, I knew what was next. At exactly 11 a.m., the following day, the first domino fell. Eleanor's inbox pinged with an email from my lawyer. Deal terminated. All assets secured elsewhere. No path forward. The second domino was from Sarah. A brief call that lasted less than 2 minutes. Eleanor tried to spin her usual lies, to blame me, to play the victim. But Sarah had seen too much. She ended the call with a single sentence. "I never want to see you again." The third domino fell, my move. A text, just 3 words. "Don't test me." And just like that, the empire Eleanor had built with such carefully orchestrated precision began to crumble. The merger was dead. Without it, their company stalled. Investors pulled out. Lawsuits began surfacing. Employees started to talk. I didn't have to do anything else. The machine imploded under the weight of its own greed. Sarah left town soon after. She moved to a quiet coastal city, starting over with the resources I had given her. Sometimes she sent me small notes, just updates about her new life. I never reply. I can't. As for Eleanor, she's still in that perfectly manicured house, drinking wine in silence, staring at empty chairs and colder meals. The world didn't explode around her. No, that would have been mercy. Instead, she wakes up every day knowing she was outplayed, not by someone of equal power, but by the man she once dismissed as beneath her. She lives with the knowledge that everything she did, every move she made, only tightened the trap she never saw coming. Her empire fell, not because of a rival, but because she underestimated the one person she thought she could control. I don't need applause. I don't need some grand act of revenge. The quiet is enough. Sometimes vengeance isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It simply walks away, leaving a whisper behind.